Rarity in Mopar isn't just low numbers. It's intent made metal. These cars were born from loopholes, homologation quotas, and quiet factory favors. Paperwork said street. Legal. Engineering whispered for victory. Only will measure rarity by documented production counts and verified option package totals. We'll also use period tests, magazine quotes, and auction comps when available. Smog law, insurance surcharges, and NASCAR rule shifts forced strange, tiny runs. Dealers discounted wings then. Collectors chase them like currency today. Drag packages arrived with aluminum fenders and disclaimers no lawyer would love. Arrow noses and towering spoilers existed to win Sundays. Not cruise nights. The myth says muscle died in 1971. The records say otherwise. Hidden in order, guides, back rooms, and race trailers were Mopar's secret royalties. This list proves how rule-bending experiments became blue-chip legends with ironclad provenance. Plymouth Belvedere A990. HEMI, 1965. A factory drag grenade hiding under a sedan's Sunday suit. Era context. Super stock competition turned showrooms into staging lanes, and Chrysler answered with a race-bred HEMI stuffed into a lightweight Belvedere built to chase class wins, not comfort. Rated at approximately 425 horsepower from a 426 cubic inch HEMI with dual 4 barrels. Production documented at roughly 101 cars for the RO51 A990 program. Delivered new with no warranty. Weight cut by aluminum front panels and other lightweight pieces on the A990 bodies. Paperwork flagged these as off-road or competition intended, a polite factory shield against street use liability, while enabling racers to homologate parts. Disposable class ammo then. Provenance-heavy crown piece now, with multiple survivors documented as one-of-one stories in period-style restorations and sales literature. Dodge Coronet, W0023. HEMI, 1967. Street-bodied Coronet, stripped into a class-legal missile. Era context. The superstock arms race resurfaced with factory subtlety and pit lane intent. Dodge trimmed comfort, deleted equipment, and funneled lightweight hardtops to trusted racers. Corporate caution met quarter-mile obsession, creating a showroom silhouette that lived for staging lights. Rated at approximately 425 horsepower from the 426 cubic inch HEMI with dual 4 barrels. Production documented at roughly 55 W023 cars, verified by multiple auction catalogs and registries. Track-oriented hardware and weight savings measures distinguished the package, including braking, suspension, and induction details tailored for drag duty. Factory practice favored radio delete, heater delete, and limited or no warranty coverage, letting Dodge deliver a road-legal shell engineered for competition while minimizing liability. Disposable bracket warrior then. Today, a paper trail trophy that tightens auction rooms, with provenance and originality driving six-figure attention. Hurst HEMI Dart L023, 1968. The angriest A-body Mopar ever shipped to a customer. Era context. Chrysler farmed bare Dart hardtops to Hurst in Madison Heights for superstock duty, swapping comfort for fiberglass, gearing, and violence. The program targeted top-tier NHRA classes and existed to legalize what engineers really wanted to race. Fiberglass front fenders and hood, thin trim, and minimal amenities turned a compact into a sanctioned weapon. Rated at approximately 425 horsepower from the 426 cubic inch race HEMI with dual 4 barrels. Production. Recorded at roughly 80 L023 HEMI darts for that model. Year-period competition proved the formula, with HEMI A-bodies running 1030s under factory banners. Sold as is, without warranty, the package blurred street-legal paperwork while clearly declaring competition intent. A corporate shield that kept liability low and lap times ruthless. Feared bracket monster then. Today, a registry, tiny, provenance-driven grail that tightens auction rooms and rewards originality over restoration. Dodge Charger Daytona HEMI, 1969, nose cone, sky-high wing, and rulebook smoke turned into legend. Era context. NASCAR's Aero War demanded street homologation, so Dodge built a tiny run of wild-bodied Chargers to legalize the race car. Creative Industries fitted the extended nose and towering wing, while dealers tried to sell a wind tunnel refugee to weekday commuters. The street cars existed because the race team needed them, not the other way around. Rated at approximately 425 horsepower from the 426 cubic inch HEMI with dual 4 barrels. Total production recorded at 503 Daytonas, with roughly 70 HEMI cars among them. Auction benchmarks climbed dramatically, with a documented HEMI 4 speed bringing roughly $3.3 million in mid-20 to 24. Homologation minimums forced a race weapon into showrooms, while subsequent rules clipped aero advantages on track, turning these street oddities into museum pieces with provenance. Once a discounted hard sell at the dealership, now the HEMI-equipped cars sit near the top of Mopar's blue chip index, with wing, paperwork, and gearbox driving the premium. Plymouth Superbird, HEMI, 1970. The billboard wing that sold slow, then ruled history. Era context. Plymouth built a wind-cheating Roadrunner derivative to satisfy homologation and lure Richard Petty back. The street run existed because the race team needed it, not because dealers could move it easily. Insurance spikes and changing tastes made those wild noses sit, even as the car dominated ovals. Rated at approximately 425 horsepower from the 426 cubic inch street HEMI with dual 4 barrels. Total production generally accepted at about 1,935 cars, with roughly 135 HEMI-equipped examples. Market highs include a verified sale at $1,650,000 in early 2022, with later results showing sharp retracement. NASCAR rule changes for 1971 effectively neutered the aero cars, limiting engines or adding weight, turning showroom oddities into instant relics with mythic track backstories. Once discounted on backlots, today the HEMI wing cars anchor blue-chip Mopar value tables, where original paperwork, gearbox, and provenance decide who pays the premium. Dodge Coronet R-HEMI Convertible, 1970. Two built, both whispered like urban legends. Era context. Insurance surcharges rose, emissions pressure mounted, and buyers backed away from fire-breathing convertibles. Dodge still approved a halo drop top with the street HEMI, more a statement to insiders than a volume play. One received a manual gearbox, the other a torque converter, both aimed at bragging rights more than Boulevard. Sales rated at roughly 425 horsepower from the 426 cubic inch street HEMI with dual 4 barrels. Production documented as approximately 2 HEMI Coronet RT convertibles for that model year, with 1 4-speed and 1 torque of flight. Automatic, contemporary reporting and enthusiast documentation identify the 4-speed. Example as a 1-of-1 configuration within those 2 factory ordering constraints and timing made an already thin niche almost impossible to spec, turning a showroom model into near myth the minute the line stopped. Regarded then as an odd, expensive indulgence. Regarded now as a Mopar holy grail, where provenance, gearbox, and original tags outweigh even restoration gloss. Plymouth HEMI CUDA convertible, 1971. 11 open-air HEMIs rewrote the ceiling for American muscle. Era context. Final year compression cuts and emissions headwinds closed the window on big cube violence, yet Plymouth still offered the street HEMI in its E-body flagship. The convertible option collided with rising insurance costs, so orders trickled in, turning a halo spec into a near myth the moment production ended. Factory rating listed the 426 cubic inch street HEMI at roughly 425 horsepower, with 1971 as the final model year for the engine. Verified production stands at approximately 11 HEMI CUDA convertibles, a figure repeated by Hemmings and Haggerty. Market. Proof peaked when a documented example sold for about $3,780,000 at Mecum, Seattle, in mid-2014. Rated numbers were conservative. Real-world quarter-mile chatter and auction results told a louder truth about scarcity and demand. Niche indulgence then. Today, the HEMI drop top is Mopar's poster child for unicorn math, where originality, 4-speed lore, and paperwork turn provenance into 7-figure gravity. Factory loopholes, Aero War homologation quotas, and drag package whispers created microscopic Mopar production runs in an era when emissions laws tightened, insurance killed dreams, and engineers hid race parts under street paperwork. Those cars were niche gambles then. Today they rule auction rooms, where provenance, gearbox lore, and verified counts turn scarcity into 7-figure gravity and crown Mopar's rule-bending era as the rarest chapter in American muscle history. If you love deep-cut muscle stories, subscribe right now. Drop a comment with the rarest Mopar you've ever seen, or the one you dream of hearing fire up someday.